Welcome to Artifact Explorations with the Kelsey Museum of Archaeology. Today, we are going to talk about some Egyptian gods. The ancient Egyptians, like the ancient cultures of Mesopotamia, Greece, and Rome, had a pantheon of gods and foundation stories surrounding them. The stories of Osiris, Isis, and Horus were integral to the Egyptian understanding of the world around them, as well as informing their religious and especially funerary practices. Temples and festivals to the major deities dot the ancient Egyptian landscape. However, the Egyptians believed in the possibility of an infinite amount of gods. Because of this, we see many syncretic gods, or new figures who were combinations of multiple gods. These gods incorporated the aspects of each of the gods into a single deity to suit the needs of the people. For example, in the tomb of Jehudimos were found several figures of the god Ta-Sokar-Osiris. Breaking this apart, we have Ta, who was a creator god, particularly in Memphis, as well as a god of crafts. In the Memphite mythology, written in the 13th century BCE, Ta created the world. By naming all of the aspects of the world, he brought them into existence. He even created gods by speaking their name. Sokar was also a god centered in the Memphis necropolis. He is often depicted as a mummified hawk. Osiris is, of course, the first king of Egypt, who after his death would become the first mummy and the lord of the underworld. Putting these three together, Ta-Sokar-Osiris was a funerary deity who specifically cared for the dead. This openness to new gods persisted throughout the dynastic period and into the Hellenistic and Roman periods. We see this particularly at Karanis. This is Serapis, a Greco-Egyptian deity. He was a combination of the Egyptian gods Osiris and Apis, plus the characteristics of some Greek gods, such as Hades, Demeter, and Dionysus. He was associated with the underworld, like Hades and Osiris, rebirth, like Dionysus and Apis, and fertility, like Demeter and Apis. Serapis was introduced by Ptolemy I as a way to unify the Greeks and Egyptians. Greeks, in general, had a distaste for the Egyptian gods, as they were often depicted as half animal, half human. Serapis is depicted wearing a modius, a grain measurer crown. This represented the land of the dead to the Greeks. This is Isis Aphrodite, another composite god from Hellenistic Egypt. When the Greeks encountered the gods from other cultures, they often paired them with their existing gods. Isis, who was a universal goddess related to magic, motherhood, kingship, and wisdom, was paired with Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love, beauty, pleasure, passion, and procreation. Here we see her depicted in a detailed bronze statue. Thank you for joining us today for a quick look into some of the syncretic gods of Egypt. We hope you join us again next time for another artifact exploration.